Let's go back to where it all began. Targeted individual psychic reading time. If you want a personalised reading, you can get phone or video chat from 20 quid, same day guaranteed from 15. Link on any of my socials, get them in. Right, let's go back to where this all began. Now, what this feels like is right, this collective, things have kind of died down a little bit. I feel a little bit like me that you've kind of gone enough of the bullshit. I'm not getting pulled into any more other people's dramas. I'm focusing on what I'm doing. However, there is still an element of trying to kind of unpick this. Now, when you are a targeted individual, it's you're targeted by the people around you, friends, family, supposed friends, um, lots of different people, the matrix itself, right? And it's a big web. So although you might have pulled yourself out, you're now in that phase of going, right, I've taken a step back. Let's see if we can start unpicking this. So you're being advised to kind of go back to the start when everything started kicking off. Now, irritatingly, I've shuffled it because I went into auto shuffle. But I had the Knight of Swords at the bottom first off, and then I've got the King of Swords, okay, followed up by the Sun card in the reverse, Queen of Wands in the reverse, Two of Pentacles in the reverse. So I'm using the Hermetic Tarot deck, so they do have wording on it. I'm not going to be able to find the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords, for me, feels that it's got a little bit of an air of Archangel Michael. And if you follow my content, for me, Archangel Michael has gone rogue. He has pulled away from his false light side god Amun-Ra, and he is now free. He's chosen free will and choice over in slavery, right? So there could be an element of Archangel Michael being on your side. King of Swords, Prince of the Chariots of the Winds. So I feel like this is you. You're taking that step back. You're dipping into that masculine energy to take control of the situation on a mental level, and you're starting to unpick things. Sun card in the reverse, Lord of the Fire of the World. Okay, followed up by the Queen of Wands in the reverse, Queen of the Throne of Flames, followed up by the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, Lord of Harmonious Change. Right. What this feels like is this network, and I'm using network. I'm going beyond a collective, beyond a coven, beyond a society. This network has been all about stopping you shining your light. Okay, the main attacks with this collective, like myself, has mainly been from covens. Okay, and you're starting to break that karmic cycle now. Because I had a bit of a weird dream last night, I can't really remember the details of it, unfortunately. I want to tell you to pay attention to your dreams, okay? They've been after your material happiness. Nine of Cups in the reverse. Lord of material happiness, okay? This started before you even realize. So even if you've got a start date in your mind, I want to go back at least 6 months, okay? And I want to tell this collective, try your best to remember who was talking to you, who was asking questions, who was digging for information, because this goes back further. And it's got an air of, when you're, as I always say, when you're dealing with a narcissist, they're normally at least kind of 2-3 months ahead of you. So they've pinpointed you as a target, and then in that time they're researching you, they're using their flying monkeys to come in and start information gathering, both monitoring you online, on your socials, if you're out and about, asking you questions. Now, if you're anything like me, it's hard to sometimes it's hard to stop and think before you talk. So people start asking you questions, and it's easy to go, oh yeah, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, da, 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 da. And it feels like that we've got an air of that to it. Right. Okay. So this is this part at least is a personal part that's coming through. I'm not going to say what it is, but it feels like you entered in an environment. Okay, you went in somewhere kind of new, and as soon as you entered that environment, you were clocked. Okay, you were clocked. Excuse me. Um, and somebody went to the head honcho. Somebody went to the boss and said, "Oh, this person's arrived. I think they're such and such, or I think they've got these abilities." Blah 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 blah. And this is where it all started. So in my case, with the information that's come through, I'm going back a couple of years, right? And you would have still been in that energy of not realizing how dark things are, not realizing this network, this web that surrounds you. So I want to use the word you were green. You were green, and this is really where it all started. So try your best if you can. Start unpicking from then. Who approached you? Who talked to you? Who kind of was asking questions about you and your life and your situation and stuff like that? So for me, in my case, it would be easy to go back to the point where I became a widower. But the reality of it is, it goes back a good year before that. Okay. So it's going to be a little bit difficult unpicking it, especially if you've not got the best memory like I have. But that's where you're being asked to start. Go back at least 6 months. Okay. So we've got the Four of Swords in the bottom, Lord of Rest and from Strife. So this network have been trying to chuck things in your way to basically not give you any peace, not give you any downtime. If anything like me, it's just been constantly go 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 go, and it's just a constant thing. Today, for example, I'm overrunning because I should be on live now, but I want to make sure the content's done so I can have a bit of a rest this afternoon. Eight of Swords, Lord of Shortened Force. Now, what I'm drawn to there is that we've got the flower there, and it's got the blades kind of covering it up. So it's almost like they've tried to put you into a mental cage, for want of a better phrase. You're the Hermit, though, Magus of the Voice of Light, and as I always say with this card, it's like he's taming the snake. So you've managed to tame the snake. The abundance, the good times, the happiness, the joy is on its way. Now, I was thinking about something the other day, and a lot of this this kind of thought process came up because I've now found my person and I'm happy. It's kind of put the rest of my life into a bit of perspective, and I stood there and I realised that because of everything that's been going off outside of my work and now my relationship, I don't really know what makes me happy, because I've been through this monumental shift and change over the last 2 years, and it's literally been like being chucked in at the deep end and told to get on and swim, and that kind of level of stress that somebody like me has to go through, you do kind of forget what it's like to be happy, right? So there could be an element of that to it. So whilst you're doing this unpicking, which could take some time, and to be honest with you, this unpicking is more about clarity for yourself and also protecting your boundaries moving forwards with people, because I do feel like there's still some baddies in your energy, I'm not gonna lie. Make sure you take some time to reassess what's going to make you happy. You've been dodging bullets, blocking bad energy, escaping toxic people. Haters can't touch you. Okay. Just going to pull a few of the what's the T cards, see if we get any more clues. Right, so right. Ignoring, left on red, avoiding messages, giving the silent treatment. So I feel like this is somebody, again, you might not be in contact with them anymore. This is more clues for when you go back, who would deliberately leave you on red, not respond to you, leave periods of time where you were kind of questioning things. Ego, hurt ego getting in the way of relationships, etc. At some point, I don't even want to say that you've hurt this person's ego. I think you might have done along the way, not deliberately, but because they're in their ego, I think you might have pulled them up on it. But they've got a very, very bruised ego. They're also clout hungry, viral or nothing, lives for attention, makes shiz up for the drama. So they're a drama starter. They're only focused on themselves. Very, very narcissistic tendencies with this person. Okay. Scarcity tactics. Insane cat posse here. In their head, stalker. So in their head, making assumptions, creating stories, trust issues showing. Stalker lurking online, still checking your stories. Obsession never left. This is going back a bit, right? This person with the scarcity tactics. I feel like they. When I'm saying that, it kind of feels like they're the kind of person who says, "Oh, this has gone wrong, that's gone wrong. I've got no money, blah 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 blah." And it's a tactic. They get on perfectly fine, but they're trying to manipulate people um, to feel sorry for them, to feel like they're lacking, etc., etc. I'm more drawn to the trust issue, Shane. I feel like this person's trust issues is starting to show now. I'll quite happily admit I'm paranoid and I don't trust many people. Okay, but I'll admit that I don't pretend that I do. But I feel like they're going to start turning on people, and then the stalker card. That they've just there's just been this constant keeping tabs on you and stuff like that. They've taken a dirty offer, inside scoop, a closer look, nosy up in your business. So that's just backing up that stalker card, and they're a grudge holder. They just won't let this go. I feel like it's part of their karma. Best thing you can do is just kind of ride it out, keep pushing forwards, focus on yourself, etc. There we go. Just act uninterested. This person's not worth it. But start unpicking from further back, because I feel like there's more people within this network than you realize, and I feel like it starts off a lot earlier than you realize as well. So get your old magnifying glass out, your deer stalker hat, pipe in mouth, start doing your research.